Hey everybody, it's Tamika and I am here with a tutorial for the shaker card from the Cutting Cafe and also a coordinating box that you can use to put in your dimensional shaker cards. So I'm unable to edit, so I'm going to try to get through this video in 10 minutes. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section and I will answer them for you. So Regina has over 10. I can't remember how many, but there's a lot of different options for shaker cards that she has in her store. And you can cut them out on your machine or you can cut them out by hand. So I used the star shaker card. Cute. I used acetate on this, and this is just using some Graphic 45 Secret Garden paper. So that's just one way, because you can use them. She has several different designs. So you can use just the shaker card itself, just the little piece for the shaker, or the entire card is like a shaker card. So I love the versatility. There's butterflies, there's a jar, Polaroid, there's a baby rattle, some hearts, very different, lots of different options. So check it out. It'll be in the description box. So I did one with a standard A2 size card with the little shaker, and then I also did one a little bit bigger. It's the Polaroid, and Polaroid's ones are my favorite. And this I used acetate as well, but I'm going to shake it. You can't hear it, but I cut out a bunch of hearts because it says smile. So I cut out a bunch of hearts and put them in there. Love how that works. So I'm going to share with you really quick how to do a smaller version of the card. So when you cut out the file, it comes as three different options. Well, the one that I use is three different pieces that you cut out. You cut out your shape, which I'm using the Polaroid shape, and then you cut out one. There it is. And you cut out one in vellum or acetate, and I'm using vellum. And then there's a backing sheet. So whatever you want to cut this in, if you want to use the pattern paper again or your white, you won't see it because I'm putting it on top of a card. So you won't need to, nobody will see it. So first thing I'm going to do, before I do that, this is my card base. And I'm cutting my card at 4x3. Because I want to make the tiny little shakers. These come in handy. I did a case of card Tuesday on several shaker cards, and they're all gone, and they came in handy. Putting them in my daughter and my son's little bag for just an encouragement. So I just cut that folded that in half. That's where my shaker is going to go on top. Now you could use double-sided foam tape if you wish. If you don't have it, which I don't have it, you could use foam board, any thickness that you prefer. I'm using this foam board. I got it from Michael's for 99 cents. So in the foam craft section with the felt and stuff. So all I do is I'm going to cut some of this. I'm going to find my scissors. I'm going to cut some of this foam in the shape of my die cut, which just happens to be the Polaroid. So I'm just going to cut a little section. So easy to cut. So I just cut that little bit. And it's going to go around these edges. So you want to make sure you measure it out. I'm just doing this by hand, by eyeballing. And I'm going to cut 4 of them. 4 little tiny strips, and use my hot glue gun. Like I said, you could use double-sided tape if you wish. So the way that I do it, this is my top piece, and then this is my vellum. You typically probably want to use glossy accents, but for the sake of the video and it not drying in time, I am just going to use some hot glue around the edges here. You want to be a little bit more careful than me. I'm behind this camera, it's a little harder, and you want to just adhere that. So this is my top piece, vellum on there. Really easy, right? So this is your back piece, and that's going to go like that. So I'm just going to add my hot glue to the side and apply my foam or your double-sided tape. I think foam is cheaper. I know foam is cheaper, and it's quicker because the double-sided tape tends to stick to your scissors when you cut it. So, and then they have so many colors in this foam, so it'll match your project. I usually just get black or white, because that's typically the colors that I'm using. Okay, see how quick this is? So easy. Cut off the extra, and then, oh shoot, my glue gun is leaking. All right, we'll clean that up in a second. Okay, I'm just going to cut off the excess here and take that extra glue off. I have a low temp heat gun, so it's not burning me at all, or I have my heat gun on low temp. So now you have your foam adhered as close as possible, and my daughter has so graciously cut some beads for me, so I am going to grab them. They don't fall. All I did was take this pearl string and had her cut it apart so that it'll create the shaker. So what I'm going to do now is attach the back to that, just on 3 sides. Let's see, I'll come around this way. Just on 3 sides. So I'm going to do the top, the left, and the right. Okay. And then I'm going to apply my back, just like so. Nice and easy. Press to get a good adhesion. Okay. Of course, you have your little bottom open down here. So I'm going to dump my beads in here. And this is what I have. So I'm going to open that up. Dump my beads in. And then I'm going to apply some hot glue right there. I hope you guys can, I hope I was in frame all this time. Just a little hot glue right there. Shaker card. Love it. Okay. So now that's just going to go right on top of here. Of course, you're going to grab our friend, the hot glue again. You can use pop dots if you want. You could use score tape. You know, it's your choice. So that's going to go on top of there. So my shaker card is basically done, but I want to finish it, and then we're going to do the envelope. So what I did next was apply, I have some little die cuts here that I used. Try to find it on my little pieces. I want to do a finished card for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little bit of some pop dot, some foam tape. Just a little bit. And this is what I was telling you, how the foam tape can get a bit sticky on your scissors. So it's easy to use the strips, which I should have just did for that, but silly me. So that's going to go right there. And that's just paper. It says you make the world a better place. Dropping everything. Alright, this is just the top of scratch sheet of paper. I'm going to use my tiny heart punch. Punch out a little heart. I'm going to add a tiny bit of glue on the back and place it up there. Just a little bit. Okay? And as for this, I have this tiny little, what do you call this? Clothespin. And I'm going to tie some white string in a knot, just giving you an idea of ways that you could use your shaker cards and make notes and stuff for your family and friends, co-workers and such. So I'm going to put a little dot of hot glue here and put my bow right on top, press it down, and then I'm going to grab, first I'm going to grab a glue stick because my glue is struggling. And then I'm going, and then I have some flat back pearls. I just cut a little piece off. It's a flat back pearl strand. So, cut a little piece off. Put a little dot right there. I'm going to put my dot on top of there. Just like that. Just to give it a little something. Cut off the bottoms, and I'm going to apply it to that enjoy, just like that. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of my clothespin. See, just a little bit on the back. Stick it on there. And so at this point, all I would do is add, I have some paper glass finish, like glossy accents. Got this from Regina. Thank you, lady. And that's it. Boom. Cute little shaker card. Okay, so where am I at? 10 minutes. Okay, so now I am going to create the box for the shaker card. This is going to go fast. So sorry. So get your scoreboard out. You'll need your scoreboard. You need a piece of paper, whatever paper you're going to use. I'm going to use that pattern because it's the same pattern that I use on my little sentiment there. Shaker. Oops, sorry, saved too much. So I'm going to use that. So you want that cut at 8 3/8 by 5 3/4. Okay, and flip it over to the other side. 8 3/8 by 5 3/4, and you want to score on the 8 3/8 side. You want to score at 3, 3 1/2, 6 1/2, and 7. Then you want to flip it the long way. So on the 5 3/4 side, you want to score at a 1/2 inch on both sides. So I flip it and then score a 1/2 inch again. Okay, remove the scoreboard. Now you'll have 3 pieces. You can't see. Nope, that's not any better. But you'll have 3 rectangles. A large, one on the left and then one on the right. One smaller than the other. So this is a skinny one. This is a large one. Okay. So on the skinny side, on that side, okay. So that's big, fat, skinny. There's 2 squares, a square and a rectangle. You want to cut all that off. So cut it off to the score mark. Cut that whole side off. And the same thing for the opposite side. Okay, so that'll look like that. And then for the little pieces, there's a rectangle, another rectangle, and then a tiny square in the center. You want to just cut to, I'm sure you got some smaller scissors, cut just to the score line to create that little flap. Flip it over and do that on the other side. Remember, we're not cutting it out, we're just, you know, making it separate. So this is how it should look. Small side, this is the middle, and then that's the end. You have these 2 flaps folding up. Okay, so at this point, if you want to decorate your edges, on the small flap side is where you'll see the outside of your box. Using my corner chomper, I just punched a little bit there. Just decorate my envelope. Fold over your score marks. What did I do with my? Make sure you get a nice good crease. This box fits what I just made perfectly. Okay. Okay. One more side. Now at this point, you just want to tuck in those little corners and bring your box up. And adhere. You can use double-sided tape. You can use your ATG gun. Of course, you guys know I'm using my glue gun. And then flip it over to the other side. Make sure you get a good, and there we go. And then you could use, I used a piece, I don't have it here, but what I did was I applied a little piece here. And I just adhered it on 3 sides and added a die cut to tuck it in. Let me see if I have that envelope. And I don't. It's gone. But I used like I punch out a little heart and then just fold it in my flap. So you guys can, you know, adhere something up there and tuck that underneath. I hope you get that. But you know, put a piece of tape there or double-sided glue stick or something. double-sided glue piece. So anyway, that's the box and that's the shaker card. And let me share with you. Fits in there. I know my glossy axis isn't dry yet, but here we go. Perfect fit. Alright. Thanks guys for watching. Head over to the Cutting Cafe to check out all of her shaker card files, and hopefully you guys will be able to make a few for your family and friends, and check out all the other stuff that she has available. Thanks guys for watching. Leave a comment and like if you like it. Bye.